So you want to progress, but you don't know where to progress now. Maybe you have progress into like 15, 20, 25 push-ups, but you only have no equipment, nothing at home, and you still want to get bigger without anything, just pure hard work. Well, then this video is for you. Yesterday, one of my clients just texted me that he was like a very young man. He's 16 years old. Like, he's 16 years old, have no equipment, but he has that fire and determination so big. He started out pretty skinny, now he's starting to bulk up with my advices and starting to pack up pretty good mass. But the thing is, he's living in a pretty rural area and doesn't really have money for the gym equipment yet, or there's no like gyms that is really near him. So he chose to work out at his park near his home so that he could save time, focus on his school, and still get jacked. So he asked me on the text that, hey, Alfred, I have done 15 push-ups after a while. I have only progressed. He only progressed from only being able to do 3 push-ups with bad forms. Now, of course, his strength boosts up really high like that because I show him the good forms of how to do push-ups, how to actually engage his chest, use his muscle pretty well to actually do push-up good to build his chest, tricep, and shoulders. So he has progressed to 15 reps. Now he asked me, hey, I have done 15 reps and I have noticed that I'm starting to like breathe out more. Like I am starting to have a diminish of energy when it comes to stamina rather than strength. I believe I have like more in me, but like after 15 reps, I just can't breathe. Like, is there any way that I can keep progressing? Or do I have to go to a gym? But like the closest gym is like 10 miles away from my home and I only have a bike. So I listened to him and said, hey, there's a lot of options. Either if you have equipment or with absolutely zero equipment at all. Or with just like minimal equipment, like every single student has those equipments, then I could help you out. You can still progress. You can still make the exercise harder. So the main barrier to reaching is actually your strength. So let's get into it on how you actually progress. Let's just say you have done 15 plus reps of push-ups. Now you want to progress more, what should you do? Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Alfred. I went through the Gamer Nerd to Superman transformation in over 1,000 workouts before I reached 18, and those workouts are still stacking up. I'm here to share my small amount of wisdom on my journey to build my knowledge even further. So if you're interested in this type of educational content, I post once every 2 days. You can subscribe down below. So let's get into the video. First of all, a round of applause for you, bro. If you actually have been working hard, have been fixing your routine to make healthier choice, even if you switch up from normal Coke to Diet Coke, starting to work out better, have like a bit more sleep. Like if you normally sleep at 2 a.m. and now you sleep at 10 p.m. now, good for you. Now you have progress up after a few months and you reach 15 push-ups. That's very great. You have advanced yourself from like, pretty weak into like the average strength of men. And slowly, you're like a young man right now. You can slowly climb up very well more. You can climb up super high to the point that now you're like above, like in the top 1% when it comes to strength. So this is a really good step towards that goal. And I just want to congratulate you for actually stepping foot onto this path and actually making progress for yourself. So if you have been making progress, then maybe you have been doing 15 push-ups, or maybe you're just starting out and you're like a strength freak and you can do 15 push-ups, and the only thing that's stopping you right now is stamina. Well, of course, there are separate stamina training regimens, but I wouldn't recommend you like, oh, I'm just going to train my stamina push so I can do like 50 push-ups right away, because it doesn't really work like that when it comes to building muscle. Of course, you can train your stamina by doing push-up more and more with high reps so that you can do more push-up. But the way to advance, if your goal is to actually make yourself look as hot as possible or to maximize muscle growth, for my case, I specialize in building the aesthetic physique, and maximize muscle growth in the 9 most aesthetic muscle group, which is the neck, upper trap, upper chest, lateral delts, tricep, bicep, forearm, abs, and lats. That's the 9 main aesthetic muscle group. If you want to, take the information that for yourself and prioritize training those muscles to get yourself that V-taper that is primarily attractive to women and girls in general. So, if you don't do like more push-up, what would you do? The perfect rep range, like the ideal rep range to build muscle, is around 6 to 12 reps to failure. So like basically around 6 to 12 reps. If you can't do 1 more reps and you're doing it with good forms, then that would be the sweet spot to build muscle. But Of course, you're a strong freak. You're a really strong man. You have worked yourself to 15 push-ups. That's a bit higher than that desired rep range, right? So what would you do now? If push-up is too easy for you, you wouldn't do more push-ups because it would prioritize the process of you doing push-up for longer, turning that push-up into cardio, most likely. Now you want to make push-up harder for you so that you can do less but still are in that same strength level and you have to exert more force within one rep, make one rep harder so that the amount of rep that you do with the same movement will still be in that rep range of 6 to 12 reps. So you would need to pull yourself back with like a harder variant of the same movement that would still trains the muscle you want to train, but the ability of yourself to actually perform that movement would be in the desired rep range of 6 to 12 reps to failure. What do you mean? What do I mean by pushing to failure? Does that mean you pushed to the point that your mom says, you're a fucking failure, go back home, do your homework? No, it's not like that. To failure means that you push one rep. Okay, that's not to failure, but like you push your hardest, but you can't do that rep anymore, you collapse. Like you just push down, like you can't do one more push-up. That is mean to failure. If you're at this point that you can only do like about 6 to 12 reps of push-up, still do push-up like normally. Just do it like how to train with weights. Do push-up a set to failure, and then slowly progressive overload up. That's all good. But if you have reached like over 15 push-ups, that is going to have like a detrimental effect on your stamina instead of your strength, then I would recommend you do a harder variant. So you have to know the basics on how to build muscle in the first place is to hypertrophy your muscle, train to failure within around the rep range of 6 to 12 reps. But you may ask me that, Alfred, what would be like the variant I'm supposed to do? I don't know any variant besides push-up. Well, you would apply the rules of progressive overload, not only on your reps, but also on your technique. So what do I mean by progressive overload? There's 3 main things you can progressive overload on. Number 1 is rep. This case, we are doing too much reps, so we would want to reduce the reps a little bit and focus on these 2 main factors when it comes to progressive overload. Progressive overload is basically just mean like making something slowly harder so that you are challenged by the intensity of it so that you can make growth. Basically, tell the message to your body that you need to grow because the living condition is quite harsh right now. So the progressive overload on reps. Rep is done already. We got pretty high reps. Number 2 is technique. You would make technique somehow harder for you. Maybe you would go down deeper, do full range of motion, maybe even deeper, so that the range of motion is higher. So 1 rep is harder. Or number 2 is increase weight. What would I do when I want to increase weight on push-up? But push-up is a body weight exercise. Do I have to be fat now if I want to be jacked? No. It doesn't have to be like that. You're a student, right? Or you're a young man, right? You used to go to school, right? Or maybe you graduated, right? You have a backpack lying around somewhere, right? You have some books lying around somewhere, right? Books weigh something, right? How about put some books in the backpack, wear that backpack, and do some push-up in there. There, you have increased the intensity of the exercise by improving one of these 3 pillars of importance when it comes to progressive overload, which is weights. It's like how people change into bigger dumbbells in the gym or applying more weights. Now you can also apply weights, but it is with equipment all around the home you have. At least if you go to school, you must have books and a backpack. So add more books if you need more weight, and add less books if you need less weight. Same goes for every other exercise, like pull-ups. Maybe you're a freak ass. You somehow did 15 pull-ups. I can't even do 15 pull-ups raw like that. So number 1, you can improve your technique. Do pull-ups with a stricter form. And you go up and you go down slowly. Feel the muscle movement. You can do the same with push-up. You can go up, slowly control the weight so that it feels harder to push up. Or if you have the backpack after you have done the sets pretty well with pretty good forms. So I would recommend you like do 15 push-ups. Maybe your form isn't the best. Improve your form first. Maybe now you do like 9 push-ups with good forms. You progressive overload up now. You do 15 push-ups with good forms. Now you can add the weight in a little bit. Maybe add like 2 kilos worth of books in it. And then add some kind of heavy stuff around your home. You have a wrench or anything like that. Of course, it will be a bit unstable. Like this way. But it would be better than no progressive overload at all, right? So basically, that's how you progressive overload. And an example of a progressive overload road right here, for our people who are quite confused right now, it could look like this. Maybe right now you are doing fat push-ups. You're already able to do fat push-ups. Number one, you can improve. You're in the zone to improve three things: reps, techniques, and weights. Right now, you're not doing too much reps, so you do that same movement repetitively until your reps goes up, until it reaches like too high of a rep. It's having a so that is having a negative effect on your stamina instead. So we got reps done. Secondly, is technique. Try to do the push-up with stricter techniques, like I said before, or try a different technique. You can do like incline, decline push-up. Like you put your feet into the chair somewhere and you put your chest into like a lower angle. This way it hits the upper chest more, and it will make your exercise a bit more challenging for you to do. So your reps will go down a little bit, but I assure you, if you push as hard, or you can even push harder, because now stamina is not really a barrier for you that you have to pass through now, which you just kind of just makes the exercise form harder by having elevation. Like maybe you do one arm push-ups or something like that, maybe incline push-up. And right now, if you reach like incline push-up with like a really high angle, what I would like you to do now, if you're doing like 15 reps of the hardest variation when it comes to push-ups, you can add more weights. You have a backpack, you have some books. I have some books as well. I have a backpack as well. Yeah, every student needs some books. And maybe like books from lower grades you're in stacking up to your home, you haven't been able to get it out of your storage yet. Use it as weight. Fill it up with your backpack with a moderate weight, slowly progressive overload up, and boom, you still have a pretty good structure of progression right here. So yeah, of course this progression road isn't the best because the ways of you adding weights and progress your forms and stuff isn't really the most stable or going to be the most long term. I would still recommend you get a gym membership if you can after you have built the consistency of yourself. Maybe if you have walked through this whole ladder of progressive overload on every single exercise related to calisthenics, like push-up, pull-ups, squats, all that stuff. For pull-ups, you can do slowly. If you can't do a pull-up yet, you can do a supported pull-ups that you can put a chair on and do like, if you're already at the top, you can do only the decentric part for like around 5 reps until like your progressive overload on. So you can do like normal pull-ups, and then you can do weighted pull-ups. Pull-ups is pretty long-term for progression, so I would think that no one can really max out pull-ups after like just 1 year of training, unless you're really light or you're like really strong. For a squat, you can do body weight squat with Romanian deadlift for like hamstring, and you can slowly progressive load to like assisted one leg squat, pistol squat, and then if you can balance it, you can do like pistol squat fully. I have been training in the gym for 2 years, and I still haven't really got the strength to do pistol squat. So I think it would be a very good progression load. If you just train with body weight and like backpacks and stuff like that, you can slowly adjust your technique to still make progressive overload after years. And maybe if you can switch up push-up, like if you have a part and there's a dip bar, then you can use the dip bar. It's also a really good chest builder, but it's a bit harder than push-up. So if you have been doing push-up for a while, you can do dips and high full range of motion dips and then weighted dips, slowly climbs up until like you reach like really strong. So I believe with only those 3 exercises, it can train your whole body, legs, chest, back, train some abs also. There's like some ab crunches in the gym, like in the park. With only those 4 exercises, you can build a pretty good physique yourself. And when you have gotten the consistency, and now you have find out a way to get the gym membership, then you can check out the 3 free workout routine on the description down below. I put for everyone for you to take there. If you have managed to get yourself on a gym membership, those are the 3 free workout routine on the push-pull leg routine to make sure that you know what to start on when you start your fitness journey. So in conclusion, number 1, be proud of yourself if you actually reach 15 push-ups or like to a progression somewhere. If you actually make progress on fitness in the first place, I'm very proud of you firstly, and you should be proud of yourself for making progress in the first place. Even if it's just 3 push-ups to 4 push-ups, you getting stronger than yourself yesterday is something to be proud of. And to maximize muscle growth with no equipment at all, apply progressive overload on these 3 things I told: reps, techniques, and weights. Add on 1 of each to like a reasonable point, and then you will start to make progress after years and years of consistency. And like I said before, if you just stick to this body weight routine after years, and got yourself the consistency, and now you have the interest to get yourself a gym membership, but you don't know where to start because the gym has too much equipment, I have 3 free workout routines for you to pick up from the description down below. You can pick it up with only those 3 links. You download an app called Strong Lift. Strong app. Download it, click on those 3 links, the workout routine should pop up right in front of your face for you to start your fitness journey right away. But if you want an advanced version and every single knowledge of mine packed into one place when it comes to maximize an aesthetic physique, top link in the description down below would interest you. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.